It's time to do another walk around the yard, and one of my prized plants that I had nothing to do with is this lovely orchid growing on this old palm tree stump. You might have remembered seeing it once before, but maybe not. But it's blooming right now. There's two blooms there, and here's a fresh one coming on. It's right next to this nice stand of black bamboo. You may have remembered from last time that it seemed to be less, and there was a big tree over here. But the big tree has been removed, opened up a lot of light in the area, and so I've planted a number of things over here as we walk down. In this tiered garden, there's some New Guinea impatiens, a plant I don't remember there, and then this is two kinds of catharanthus, a reddish one, a whitish one, and those are small. What was labeled as catharanthus, but I'm not sure. Then I did some developing over here and made some piers over here in this area. I think this is a dicanthus. I don't like them too much unless they flower more. I've got some 4 rubber trees planted on that top level with some other shade plants, and then down below some more shade plants that don't flower but will work well in this shady area. Here's on our left is the avocado tree that does so well over here. Got some ideas but no action yet on what to do further down. So here we are in a place where there's 18 coffee plants and 1 lemon tree. This is the lemon tree. It seems to fruit all year round. The coffee plants are mostly cut back to stumps, which I do every 3 years. There are some in the back row that have another year to produce. And you can see when you cut them back, it takes about 2 months, and then they start branching. And I pull these off so that I only have 2 branches coming up from each one. This one has 2. This was from last year. They're just starting to flower. You can see the little starts. This will be covered with white flowers. There's one budding now. There's another one over here. And then they will bloom like crazy. The whole line will be white, and then they'll be flooded with berries in about 2 months. In this area, I have over 30 palm trees, and it was getting too thick. So with my brother Tony's help, we cut down these, and I will cut them in smaller segments, and we'll move them over closer to the fence line and let them pile up there until they rot. They rot fairly quickly. And so this is the project that's going on down here now. Clumps of bananas that I have. This one has 4 racks currently growing. One over this way, shade, one right there, and then 2 over that. I don't know if the camera is going to zoom in very well, but if it does. We have plenty of bananas on the property right now, except they're all green. There's none to eat today. We flow into a patch here. This is a giant heliconia that has both the lobster tail, which is one flower way in there. It also has yellow dancers that grow at the tops, but there's none of those right now. Well, we have a stand of bamboo that has a blue jade plant in it. And you see the broadleaves, it will, at certain times of the year, start to show blue flowers that hang down from the bamboo. It's kind of fun. The next plant up is a lilaquat, which is a small fruit, a little smaller than most apples. It's kind of a tart, sweet fruit that I've tried, but I don't eat too many of them yet, developing a taste. This is a fun plant. It's a black pepper plant, and you can see the peppers growing here. It'll be, looks like about another month or two, and I'll be able to harvest some black pepper, put it in a grinder, and serve it at the table. Having fun. There's a little avocado tree and then a papaya tree up there. Over here in the box, in this area, is asparagus. I've had one good harvest out of it and one bad, so I'm letting it grow longer this time to see if I can get some spears. What you do is you just cut it all back and then you harvest the fresh spears. So here we are coming up to the hill behind the house, and that's where I have the beehives, one here and one on the other side. There's also an area where I wanted to thin out some more pines. There were probably 30 pines, 30 of the palms up here, and so I cut them out a couple weeks ago and stacked them up along the bank here, and they will eventually turn to dirt. I've got two of these trees. It's known as the Pride of Burma or the Amherstia nobilis, and a couple times a year it will droop these red flowers. There's some more starting up there over here. This tree will get to be about 20 feet tall and be very pretty when it drops its leaves, shows its flowers. More papaya. I have probably 12 papaya trees growing around because I love the fruit. Down below it is the vegetable garden. Right now there's peppers, peas, tomatoes, and potatoes growing. And I've harvested some peppers. There's a basil plant there on the end. So this area is doing pretty well for being the last week in January. I'm happy with it. You might notice around the house there aren't many plants, and the reason for that is I had to cut them all back because I had to tent the house for termite control, something we probably do every 5 years. I don't know when it was last done, but now I know it was done. The second beehive, and then I've tried lots of different things on this hillside. Pretty hard to keep weeded because I don't have that much time, but this is a nice example of snow in summer. And then there's some catharanthus, some alamanda, and another thing planted in there with some ginger up on the top. Around to this side of the house, I have mainly citrus. Right here in front, this is a pomelo, which is a grapefruit. There's another pomelo right on in there. This is an orange tree, tangerine of some kind. And then we have a Malabar chestnut up there. Over here, further, there's a ulu tree, or a breadfruit tree, which is a starch staple for islanders. Then down further, we've got another rack of bananas up here in this banana strand. My sister planted a small keiki, or baby banana plant, here 3 years ago, and it's given 4 racks of bananas so far. Here is a lemon tree that produces kind of 1 or 2 lemons a year so far, but it's getting better. This is a Mineola tangelo, which is a delicious seedless orange, and it should start producing sometime soon. I've had it a couple of years now. There's another Satsuma down here. Over here, I've got 2 lime trees, and then I've got several papaya trees in various stages of growth, from the very small to this one here. That's it's a short papaya tree, but it's producing big papayas. My favorite. Got 2 plants here. Someone gifted me a cacao plant, and then with my brother Tony and his wife Sherry, this week we toured a chocolate orchard, chocolate producing orchard. So we bought another cacao plant so that I would have 2. Down in this area, I've put my pineapple plants. They're very sharp at the end of the leaves, and I got tired of them where they were last year, so I moved them all over here. These are all just starts this year. They should be producing pineapples in July.